looking at chapter 7.6, Vertex form. So I'm just on the last page, on page 416, talking about the in summary, and then we'll go back and do some examples. So vertex form of equation is written like this. And this form is the easiest way to draw a parabola. If you have a function written in vertex form, you could find the vertex, axis of symmetry, all the points you need so that you can draw the graph. So if we look at this equation, the A in front of this the A stands for how the parabola opens. So if the A is positive, we talked about this, then you're making a smiley face, it's opening up. If the A is negative, then it's a frowny face opening down. So the A determines which way the function opens, whether it's up or down. So if the function is opening down, you are going to have a maximum value. This means you have this vertex point will have a maximum, and if it's opening up, you will have a minimum point. That means it's as low as it can go. Okay, we also, from this equation, we can use the H and the K to find the vertex. So the vertex is H comma K. So it's whatever opposite value for H in the bracket and the value for K. And also, looking down here, we can also find the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry, the equation is equal to what the value of H is. So your axis of symmetry equation would be x equals whatever the value of H is. Okay, so we'll move to example 1. And example 1 says, sketch the graph of the following function. State the domain and range. So we notice this is written in vertex form. So the important thing to do first is to find all the points that we can and graph what we know. So I always start with the vertex. And we know the vertex is whatever H and K was. So it's the opposite of what is in the brackets. So it would be 3. And it's the value afterwards, which is minus 4. So our x is 3, our y is minus 4. Looking at the value in front, remember that is our A value. So if A is positive, it's opening up. So we could say this parabola opens up. Now we probably need another point in order to graph this, because if we think, I'll just draw a rough graph here. All we have is the point 3 minus 4. So if that's the only point that we have, we don't know exactly where it's hitting on the x or y axis. So we probably need to have another point somewhere. So the easiest thing to do is to take this equation, and for every x that's in the equation, let's put 0, meaning we'll find the y-intercept. So we'll work inside the bracket. We have 0 subtract 3 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. Subtract 4. So we have 2 times 9 is 18. Subtract 4. Is 14. So our other point is 14. our y-intercept will be 14. Okay, so if we know our vertex is our middle point, right? That means our axis of symmetry goes through our vertex. So our axis of symmetry is equal to x equals 3. Because remember, it is our value of h. This is h, this being k. And we can draw our other point because what we know is if this is the vertex, it's a mirror image on the other side. So if we have a point 1, 2, 3 over and 14 up, then we can go from here 1, 2, 3 over and 14 up and draw the mirror point. So now we have a parabola shape. The last thing we need to do is talk about the domain and range. Remember, the domain is looking at all our x values from left to right. So we don't know where there is an endpoint for this graph. So our domain is going to be x is all real numbers. And our range is when we look from bottom to top. So our picture here goes, how far does it go down? The lowest it goes is -4, and then it goes up and up and up, and we don't know where it ends because it just continues to go. So our range would be y has to be greater than or equal to -4, because our lowest point is -4, our minimum, and then it goes up from there. Okay, we'll look at page 412 for example 3. And it says, Randy claims that he can predict whether a quadratic function will have 0, 1, or 2 zeros if the function is expressed in vertex form. How can he show that he is correct? So he can predict whether it's touching the x-axis once, if it's touching it twice, or if it's touching it no time. So I just want to go back first and look at the summary. This is the part that we're looking at in examples 3. So it says a parabola may have 0, 1, or 2 x-intercepts. So in this case, this parabola is hitting the x-axis in 2 spots. In this case, it's hitting it in 1 spot, and in this case, it's not hitting the x-axis at all. So it would have no intercepts. So example 3 says he can predict how this is going to happen. So let's just say if we were looking at this equation. We have a 2 in front, meaning our our parabola opens up. And we have a vertex of 2, because it's the opposite of what's in the bracket, and -5. So if we just did a little rough drawing of that, it would be 2 over -5 down, and we know it's going to be opening up. So if you were to draw that, you would be able to say that it's probably hitting the x-axis 2 times. So this is what they show. If they graph on the graphic calculator, it's hitting the x-axis 2 times. So it has 2 zeros, meaning x-intercepts. 0 is the same thing. So based on that,